Hello everyone. In this video, I'm going to explain about default values and compact functions in the Kotlin. In the previous video, I explained about different types of functions in Kotlin. Please go through it if you are the new to this video. In the previous video, just I've used these functions like feed the fish, random day, fish food. So by adding this one, I'm going to add new function uh, which will explain about how we can use the default values for the parameters in the Kotlin. Let me take one example. Function swim. These function explain like how the fish swim, like normal, fast or speed. I am so this is the speed is the parameter name and of the type string, and I'm mentioning the values as fast. It means, so this is the swim is the function name and the speed is the parameter name. So here only I'm passing the value for this speed. So this is called as a default values for this parameter. Let me print this value. Print ln swimming speed. So now this the println statement print the value for this speed. So if the caller is not passing any value for the parameter, by default it takes the fast. If the caller is passing any value, then it replaces with this value. Let me call this function from the main method. So this is the main method. Let me comment for the previous method call, previous function call. Now let me call this swim. So here if you observe here, we have the one parameter with the name speed, but I'm not passing any value to this one and trying to run this function. It is running the code. Now it printed the value swimming fast. So it is printed the value swimming fast. Here if you observe it, if we are not passing any value to the parameter, so that is why it has taken the default value. Let me pass the value like slow and run it again. So now it is printed as the value swimming slow. So in this case here it is replacing the value with the fast one, because here the caller is passing the value slow. And one more way, we can also pass the value for the parameter by mentioning the parameter name. The parameter name is speed and I am passing the value as normal. And let me try to run this function. Now it printed the value as swimming normal, because here we are passing the parameter with the name also. So by concluding this one, we can pass in three ways. Let me show you, like swim, and here I'm not passing any value because it is taking the default value as fast. The second way is swim and pass the value for it like slow. In this case just I'm passing the value for the parameter, but I'm not passing any parameter name. And the third way is swim speed equal to normal. So here in this case, along with the value, I'm also passing the parameter name. So like in these three ways we can use the default values for the parameter in Kotlin. Let me take one more method by explaining about how we can pass the parameters like normal parameters along with this default parameters. The new method, new function I'm going to use is like function should change water. and it is a returning value boolean. So in this function I'm going to demonstrate about I'm using three parameters, and one is the normal parameter. I'm not going to pass any default value, and other two parameters or I'm giving the default values. Other parameters are, first one is a day, day of type string. So for this parameter I'm not passing any default value. Next one is the temperature. This is of type int. Temperature is 22, and the last parameter is dirty of type int is equals to 20. So here I am passing three parameters. One is the day, temperature and dirt. For the last two parameters I am passing the default values, but for the first one not passing anything. And here we need to keep remember one thing: while we are combining both normal parameters and default parameters, first you have to declare the normal parameters. For the end of the parameter, just we have to use the default parameter. That is a good practice to use these default parameters in the Kotlin. Now try to return some value. Here I am using the when expression to pass the value. So my intention is like, if the day is Sunday, or if the temperature is more than 30, or the dirt level is more than 30, I'm passing the value as true, because we need to change the water for the aquarium. Let me add the condition for it: temperature greater than 30, then we are returning true. It means if the temperature is more than 30, we need to return true. It means we need to change the water. Or dirty greater than or equal to 30, then true. And the last one is day. If the day equal to Sunday, then we return true. So this is the one I implemented. Let me call this method from here, feed the fish. Println change water, dollar, and I'm calling the method here. Here we should pass the parameter, because first parameter is not a default parameter, so we should pass the value. For the other two, or either we can pass the values, or we can ignore them. Now let me uncomment this one and remove these function calls. Here I'm calling this feed the fish. It comes to here. So here other two methods are there, like random day and fish food. In the random day, just it is selecting the day randomly. I'm using the random function here, so randomly takes the day, and the fish food, based on the day it takes the fish food. And in the println statement I am using this should change water function. So here, based on this condition, whether it print whether we need to change the water or not. So I forgot to mention, like, if none of these conditions are satisfied, we need to print the else statement, else false. So if none of the conditions are satisfied, we go with the else condition. Let me save it and run this method. So now it has been checked. Today is Friday and the fish eat nothing and change water to false. It means it is random day selected as Friday, and if it is not mentioned, so if you go to fish food here, Friday is not mentioned, so it is taken as nothing. So next caller this should change water. So here it is not Sunday and the temperature is not more than 30, then it is comes to false, and change the water is returned as false. So like this we can use the default values in the Kotlin. And let me explain about the compact functions. So instead of you so little, if compact functions is nothing but the single condition function. So instead of writing open bracket and close brackets and more rules in that, simply in within one line we can finish the functions. So the syntax is no need to write the curly braces and also the return statement. Let me show one example here. Function is too hot, then temperature is equals to temperature greater than 30. Sorry, I need to write, this is another function, right? So I need to print out of the method. Okay, so now this is the compact function. So looks like this is like a variable or constant, but this is the compact function we call it as. It is the function name and this is the parameter, and instead of open and close braces, just we are using the equal symbol and adding the condition for it. And if it is if the condition is true, then it returns true, else it returns false. Even though we did not write any return statement, just by adding this condition it returned that. And let me add two more functions, is dirt, is dirty, and dot equal to dirty greater than 13, and one more is function is Sunday, day of type string equal to equal Sunday. No, now I simplified this condition like this by using the compact functions. So just let me replace this condition by calling the method h2hot and temperature. And here also I'm calling the, instead of condition, adding the compact function, passing the dot and is Sunday day. So here if you see here, we are calling this function, so it takes the parameter from here and it calls this one. So if the now the temperature is 22, so it comes here and check the condition, temperature is 22 greater than 30, so it is false. So it is, the condition is false, it comes to the next line, and also it checks the other function, it comes to here is dirty. So like that we can use this compact function by simplify the condition on by simply adding it here. So let me run. For the previous output and for this output is same, just I have updated the condition by using the compact function. Let me run this code. Now the printed as today is Wednesday and the fish eat flunky, change water is false. So it is because of it is Wednesday and the other parameters are 22 and 30, so now the change water is false. Now it is worked fine by using these compact functions. So like said, this is a way we can use default values and compact functions in the Kotlin. One more thing is like here we are passing only values like string, temperature, dot, but instead of this one we can also uh, pass the parameter as a function. For example, here passing the int, right? Instead of this one I can add a method get value like this. So get value of type in equal to this one. So like this. So we need to implement this get value function. It means instead of directly passing the value, we are in the in the function parameter itself we are using another function. So this is also we can use in these functions. So this is all about compact functions and the default values in Kotlin. In the next video, I will explain about other things about lambdas and higher order functions. Thank you.